Hello and welcome to Electric Bike Report. My name is Pete and this is the Haibike Radius Tour compact electric bike in for testing and review. This is a really interesting bike. It has the smaller 20-inch wheels, a very small frame, so it's a very agile and compact bike. It has some folding features, so it makes it easier to store in a house or a workplace. And it also has the Yamaha PW 500 watt mid-drive system, so a lot of really interesting features on this bike. And this is a video overview of the full review for you at electricbikereport.com. So with that, let's check out the Haibike Radius Tour. All right, let's take a look at the frame here. This is a hydroformed aluminum frame, and this is, the design is really well done with the compact nature of the Radius Tour. You've got these 20-inch wheels that have a very, agile and sporty ride feel. They can accelerate very quickly, and this frame is built so that it really complements that ride characteristic by being very, stiff, so you don't really notice a whole lot of flex when you're riding around. It also has the relatively low step over area right here, so it's easy to get on and ride this bike. They've also gone with the Yamaha mid-drive system where you've got the battery and the mid-drive motor very centered and low on the bike, which is just really good for overall bike handling. It also makes it nice because it's very balanced when you pick the bike up. You can take a look at the front fork here. This is an aluminum fork, kind of a bladed look to it. The frame tubes have a mixture of, this is a rectangular down tube going to sort of a triangular top tube and reinforcing tube here. Same thing on the seat stays and chain stays. Sort of that triangular look that really adds a unique style to the bike overall. You've also got this reinforcement tube here coming off the top tube, which has that style, but you can also use that as a place to pick up the bike too. So anyways, a lot of nice details to create a really solid sort of sporty ride feel. So this is the Yamaha PW system lithium battery that sits right here in the down tube. This is a 36 volt 13.6 amp hour lithium battery pack that has a 500 watt hour capacity. Removing the battery pack is pretty easy. Just unlock it with one of the supplied keys and then slide the battery pack off the bike here. That's the charge port and the connection point, and then reinstalling it is just basically the same in reverse. Just click it back into place, turn the key, and you're good to go. Here's a look at the Yamaha charger. It's a little larger than a laptop charger, and it plugs into the bottom of the battery pack here, and can charge the battery in about 4 hours from completely empty. You can also charge the battery when it's been removed from the bike as well. So behind this large 52 tooth chainring is the Yamaha PW mid-drive motor. This is a 500 watt mid-drive motor that can provide up to 80 Newton meters of torque. So here's a look at the other side of the Yamaha PW motor, and this is a pedal assist system that provides up to 20 miles an hour. So this is a class 1 electric bike, and it uses 3 different sensors to blend in the motor power with your pedal power, and that's a torque sensor, cadence sensor, and wheel speed sensor. And there's also 4 different levels of pedal assist. There's Eco, Eco Plus, Standard, and High. So from the Yamaha motor, the power is transmitted back to the rear wheel via this chain. And this might look a little weird, but it actually is a chain. This is a chain cover, actually. And you can see right here, as I peel this back, there's the chain. And it's protected by this plastic shielding right here that kind of goes along for the ride. It just covers the chain, and it's nice because it keeps your pant legs clean, and it also minimizes the dirt that gets onto the chain. So in theory, you don't have to lubricate the chain as much. So it's a nice clean system. And that powers back to the Shimano Nexus 8-speed internally geared rear hub, and this is also very clean. You don't have the typical cog set or derailleur at the rear wheel here. Everything is housed within the rear hub there. So, and that provides a nice range for climbing steeper hills and cruising along the flatlands pretty well. Here's a look at the aluminum platform pedal, and has a pretty grippy surface, and it also folds. So both pedals fold just like this to create a little narrower profile for the bike, so it's a little easier to store where you live or work, or with help with transporting in a car, truck, or van. Alright, let's take a look at the handlebar area. So on the left hand side here is a lock-on ergonomic style grip. Has a little bit of a wing back here for wrist support. The Shimano M445 hydraulic disc brake levers. You can adjust the reach of the brake lever to fit your hand. This is the Yamaha control pad, and there's an on-off button right here. The pedal assist level adjustments here, the light on-off button, and then this button cycles through information on the display. There's also a walk button right here, but that's not enabled for the US systems. So this is the display right here, and at the top you've got the current speed. This is the power level that the motor is providing, and you'll see that when you're riding. Current time, this is your pedal assist level. This is the estimated range based on your pedal assist level and the battery capacity. And as you change to the different pedal assist levels, you'll see that estimated range recalculates, and then you can cycle through and see information on like the battery level percentage, the cadence, average speed, max speed, trip distance, odometer, and then the estimated range again. The display also has a backlight that's activated in low light conditions, and you can remove the display. There's a little tab on the back that you can slide the display off. You've also got the front headlight here that's activated by that button. That both the front and rear lights are powered by the main e-bike battery. And then this is the bell right here, the Shimano rear hydraulic disc brake lever, and then the Shimano Nexus grip shifter. Now this changes the gears on the internally geared rear hub, so you got 8 total gears, and with an internally geared rear hub you can shift when you're pedaling or not pedaling, so it's a nice feature there. And then you've also got the lock-on grip right here. So even though the Radius Tour is a compact electric bike, it has a lot of adjustability. You can see the seat post has a lot of adjustment there, and the same is true with the stem. This is the speed lifter right here, and when you open up that quick release, you can vary the height of the handlebars by 5 3/4 inches if you want. So a lot of adjustability there. Same thing is true with the stem itself. You can loosen this up and change the overall angle of the stem, so you can get even more height if you want to. So anyways, you can really dial in the Radius Tour so that it fits your ride style and position comfortably. So another interesting feature of the Speedlift Twist is that you can twist the handlebars. You pull up on that lever right there, and the handlebars twist 90 degrees. You've got the front wheel and rear wheel still in alignment with the handlebars twisted, and the pedals have been folded, so this creates a pretty narrow profile for the Radius Tour, and it's really nice for storing where you live or work, or for transporting in a vehicle. These are the Shimano M445 hydraulic disc brakes. They have 160mm rotors, and they have that really solid positive feel to them, you know, positive engagement, really smooth as well, and a lot of nice modulation between the different power levels, from, you know, just taking a little bit of speed off to a full stop, and everything in between. So here's a closer look at the Schwalbe Big Bend tires. These have a balloon style with large air volume, so you can get a little bit of suspension effect out of these tires when you run them at the lower pressure range, which Schwalbe recommends between 30 and 55 psi. And then you can see the tread pattern is pretty smooth and efficient, has some channels for dissipating water, and you also get the reflective striping on the sidewalls. So here's a look at the Haibike saddle. This is more of a performance style saddle. Has a relatively narrow profile to it with a center relief section there. SKS fenders are spec'd both front and rear, and there's also the aluminum rear rack, and this is set up so you can carry bags or baskets on the top. There's also the spring clip right here, so you can put maybe a piece of clothing or a small box, and the spring clip can hold that. So also on the back of the bike is a reflector on the rear rack, and then a LED taillight built into the rear fender, and this runs off of the e-bike battery just like the front light. Alright, so that is the overview of the Haibike Radius Tour. Make sure you check out the full review at electricbikereport.com, and that includes a bunch of detailed pictures, specifications, ride characteristics, range test results, pros, cons, and overall thoughts, all at electricbikereport.com.